Lost connection there for a second. I lost connection there for a second. Yeah, I mean, I'm getting a lot of viewers. This is way more than my normal. I think usually when I stream, I mean, it depends on the situation, the news. But usually I'll get like 4,000 viewers, sometimes 6, 7. During election, I could go to these kinds of numbers. So these are like election numbers. So, I mean, 20,000.
Why are you listening again? Fuck off!
It's possible that there's a bit of an overload. So I don't usually stream. Hopefully everything's okay. Hopefully bandwidth. Oh, I just changed my internet. Anyways, I'll get it sorted, but it's possible that streams I'm not set up for streaming, and actually I'm having issues right now in terms of upload speed. So hopefully it's okay, but it might go on and off, and if it goes off, then trust that it comes back. If I leave, I'm gonna say that I'm leaving, and honestly, I might even with you guys because still got work to do. I still got videos for tomorrow. Although I might have done some of the work today, to be honest. I might snip up some of the moments, live streams, stitch it together in a video because kind of felt in a way like an online video. But yeah, I mean, I don't really know what else to say, to be honest. Maybe we should just watch other people. And if something said that I think I could chime in, I'll give my 2 cents.
Fine.
Let's just watch something.
30 more details to follow. Now, of course, in 48 hours, the RNC starts. Obviously, there'll be a lot of coverage going on tonight and into tomorrow about what happened today in Butler. But also, I can tell you that we're going to be obviously doing some coverage tomorrow. But what are your thoughts on what it's going to be like when President Trump actually gets onto the stage on Monday?
You know, I'm going to be there. Don't walk. Yes.
Jedediah asked the question, was that blood? Yes. There's blood on his face, his cheek, his ear. He was supposedly shot in the ear.
Without the support, it was going to be. It is president. Now it's just going to supercharge over. I think it again positive direction. We know we're different. We know. I think it creates a like anything. Remember how this
So we could probably chime in here. Yeah. This is what I'm thinking. Elon Musk just tweeted this. I fully endorse President Trump and hope for his rapid recovery. This is the type of thing I'm getting on my timeline right now. I have another one from David Portnoy. Same thing. I mean, seems like people are rallying. I have to show you guys my timeline. Trump. What's going on right now? I mean, it's just everybody is lining up behind this guy. A lot of it is right accounts, but you can't argue with this stuff. What kind of person would see all this stuff? All these people who are outraged about what happened. You know, what kind of person would land on the other side? This is a uniting message. For Republicans, frankly, conservatives, whatever, Trump supporters just got a winning message. And rightfully so, again. Rightfully so. Because it now just got serious. It was serious. It was already serious. It was already about government corruption. It was already about the Twitter files, everything that happened, indictments. Every time they indict him, every time they investigate him, every time they go after him, whatever they do, it always ends up backfiring. You think this is going to be any different? I think this is probably one of the easiest political predictions of my career, of my life. People are backing up Trump, or will back up Trump. They will stand behind him like we've never seen before. Elon Musk is now fully armed. I really wouldn't be surprised if all of a sudden we start seeing people like Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan, the guy so reluctant to jump on the bandwagon. Even now, even after everything that's happened, after 4 years of Joe Biden dementia, Joe Rogan is still unwilling to do a Trump interview, to endorse Trump. He's on the Kennedy team. He's on the Bernie team. I really wouldn't be surprised if after this, even Joe Rogan jumps on. I wouldn't be surprised if Bill Maher started to soften his tone a little bit on Trump. But, considering all the history
Welcome
that they have,
to the breaking news.
he might be willing to drop the grudge, at least a little bit. This is a moment of he might be willing to drop the grudge, at least a little bit. This is a horrifying event. It's everything wrong with this world. But it's everything wrong. It's something so deeply wrong, so deeply evil that might end up producing positive. It's a bad that might lead us to a good. And that tends to be my overall, I guess you could say, outlook on life. A lot of people were black-pilled after the 2020 election. And obviously I felt a lot of the same emotions and could have easily had a similar reaction, but I choose not to. The first thing that I said after Joe Biden's inauguration on January 20th, 2021, first thing that I said is that, you know what? This might be a good for a bad. This might be something that happened that hurt us so much, that caused so much pain, that is so deeply wrong, that causes mental anguish and frustration, which it obviously is, but it might unite people like never before. It might finally bring people together to see eye to eye that what is happening to this man is wrong. And again,
I also apologize for the beeping in the background if you can hear it.
I'm on the bandwagon. Elon Musk is one of the major characters.
I am installing Linux so I can
on Twitter,
watch the streams and not bottleneck my tower.
He exposed the Democrats. And he saw it with his own two eyes, internally, before anybody else. He had full-on access to it. He saw how Mike Morrell and John Brennan and the rest of these CIA goons, Dana Bash's husband, just want to get that one in there, Dana Bash's husband, CNN's Dana Bash's husband, he saw what they did. He saw how bogus that 51 intelligence official letter was. But even after seeing all of it, being the first person to see and the first person to break the story, he didn't endorse Trump. It wasn't enough for him to get on the bandwagon. Well, now Elon Musk is on. That's big. That is big. What that tells you is that this is a historic moment that's going to move the needle. This is a historic moment that is going to wake so many people up, just like back in 2016. Let's keep going back and comparing to the past. It's the same kind of situation. It's a situation that is just so jarring, so shocking, so unbelievable, that it's the stuff that produces the mass red pilling of a nation. People are saying it's fake. Of course people are saying it's fake. What do you think? Anything can happen. I can come on here and say, hey, everybody, yesterday was my birthday. Everybody's going to tell you it's fake. It's part of some scheme to enrich myself. Everything's always fake. That's normal. And honestly, it's a good thing. It sounds a little bit crazy, but it is a good thing. It's good that people are initially skeptical. It's good that people don't want to immediately buy into the narrative, immediately trust what's being reported in the headlines. It's a good thing. Sometimes does it go to extremes? Absolutely, but it's an important part. It's an important part of what makes this part of the world so great. That people can ask that questions, that people can ask those questions, rather. That people have the opportunity, the privilege, the ability to say, screw you, whoever's in power feeding me this information, I reject your information. It's going to happen. And you know what? Even if we saw it with our very eyes, you still got to be at least 0.1 to 1% skeptical, right? Always. Who knows? Who knows? But I don't think it's. I really don't think it's fake. The story now, or at least the hunt from all the internet sleuths right now, is going to be who, why, when, where. I think everybody's going to be really curious as to who the perpetrator here was. Gotta fix something on my end. A second. But yeah, I don't think it's fake. Holy moly. Anyways, back on the topic that we were discussing, again, it's just one of those moments, and it brings me back to a talking point that I tend to use. I mentioned the Trump floor. The Trump floor is a powerful political concept. It's honestly where most of Trump's political power comes from. His floor is unwavering. His base level of support, those people are with Trump, do or die. He has the strongest grassroots base out of any politician I've ever seen. That floor never really drops. The left is always going on and on. Oh, I hit my mic there. Apologies. The mainstream media is always going on and on and on about people are ditching Trump. His own staffers don't even want to associate with them. Ooh, look at this one Republican that we found in this one obscure district, this one obscure state, who literally retweets everything the Lincoln Project retweets, or tweets rather. He retweets every single tweet the Lincoln Project tweets. Yeah, let's take a look at his opinion. Oh, he hates Trump. That's evidence that everyone's ditching Trump. The left is always going on. They're always trying to create this narrative that everybody's ditching Trump. He's on his own. He's a pariah. He's exiled. But it's the exact opposite. People stick by Trump. They stick by him more so than any other politician. His floor of support only grows. It only ever grows. He was in the 30% approvals on day one in office, January 20th, 2017. He was in the 30s. He was doubted, disregarded, written off. Every single day since then, he's had his ups and downs. Of course, January 6th was a down. 2018 election was a down. There's been ups and downs, but he's always trended upwards. He's always, always, always built on his floor of support. Well, now he's officially been cast as a mark. Again, another thing Democrats always say, Donald Trump always wants to pretend as if he's a mark, but really, he's just effing, he's faffoing is essentially what they say. He's effing around and finding out he did illegal things. And now he's just getting his just due. That's what they tell you. But obviously that isn't true.
Being shot is not just due.
Acting as a martyr. He obviously is a martyr. Obviously. And right now, that fact is forever cemented, not just in our minds, but in the history books. In the history books. And I have to say, I think that's going to be a very, very hard thing to condemn. That is going to be a very hard thing to contend with. Because Trump's just got reinforced. His floor was, a wood structure, a wood scaffolding structure. It's now made out of reinforced steel. That floor ain't going anywhere. And the beautiful part is that we just broke the ceiling and we're adding a couple extra floors. More people will jump on, will jump in, will get in freaking Trump train than ever before. Trump's going to break a ceiling, possibly a glass ceiling, before Hillary Clinton could ever. That's what's on my mind. The ceiling just got shattered. Trump no longer has this 50% or really like 46, 48, 47% ceiling. I think hundreds of thousands of people are going to flock to it. I personally think so. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's not going to be hundreds of thousands, but it has to be thousands. There's no way. There's no way there's an assassination attempt on the former president of the United States for all of us to see. And that, there isn't sympathy developed towards the man. There's no way. There's no way. A lot of people are saying they found the shooter. I'm sure that we're not going to get much information. So we'll have to see. Or, anyways, I'm not going to make any statements, but we'll just have to see exactly what happens. Holy moly, it actually happened. That is just crazy. Anyways, let's keep watching this.
Somewhere else, but maybe they may have been. We just don't know right now. Now there's word that there is a suspicious package, so they're clearing the crowd. They have to leave. What are your thoughts on President Trump?
Supposedly there was a bomb found. Wow.
He represents hope. I grew up at the time where everybody represented hope and have died. Kennedy's, Martin Luther King.
Wow. That's a message.
Because if somebody represents hope, then we got to put this all over.
You're teary-eyed right now, so this is really hitting your heart right now.
Yeah,
I don't blame you, brother. I don't
good
blame you.
news. Gave a fist bump when the Secret Service raised him up.
Okay, very bad day for Butler, very bad day for Pennsylvania, very bad day for it's bad day for the world. Very bad day.
God bless this man. Whoever said that in the chat, you're right.
A recorded interview with someone that
Sam Hyde.
One of many. I mean, one of thousands.
Funny, man. That's funny.
What happened there? Some obviously very difficult situation to witness. I feel terrible, of course, for anybody that was a younger person having to witness something like this. But what we're waiting on right now is our next guest to the Prairie Lake, getting ready to join us, I believe from Arizona or in Milwaukee, as we get ready for that interview. Trying to work on some technical things here as well for the studio, but don't forget, this happened at 6:10 Eastern Time in Pittsburgh. I can tell you that we know that President.
I wonder what the Democrat messaging is going to be. And okay, maybe I'm crazy, but I'm pro intellectual honesty. If you're a Democrat and over the last 4 years you've been yelling into the TV screen that Trump is a threat to our democracy, he's Adolf Hitler. Joy Reid called Trump Hitler twice last week. Twice. If you're a liberal who pushes those kinds of ideas, those kinds of talking points that Trump is this great threat to all of us, well then I wonder what the response is going to be. Now all of a sudden, Joe Biden's going to condemn the violence. All the hosts on all the mainstream media networks are going to say, "Oh, a horrifying dark day." You guys have been essentially calling for this. Is this not what you wanted? I mean, theoretically, hypothetically, you would expect that. I don't want to say anything that's going to. I have to be very careful about the way that I'm saying this. But basically, I'm going to be curious to see the Democrat response. It's whether they're going to be ideologically consistent to what they've said in the past, or whether all of a sudden they're going to be pretending, as if it's this horrible thing. How could this ever happen to Trump? Based on your rhetoric, leftoids, you people, I'd expect you to be celebrating. Really, hard to say that. Hard to make that point without getting myself in trouble.
Fine, according to his spokesperson, and that.
See how difficult it is to convey ideas on a platform that doesn't allow people to convey ideas openly and freely. I have to avoid words like freaking landmines, walk around on my tippy toes.
That was a message that was put out pretty recently. The reason why you heard about all of this is because I'm wired and going all over the place here. This is live TV, so we're just rolling with it. But
I'm rolling with it as well.
At 6:10 Eastern Standard Time in Pittsburgh, and we'll be going to Cary here in just a moment. This is now 19 electoral votes at stake in Pennsylvania. You know, President Trump, of course, was just getting started with his speech there. And it was only 8 minutes into the speech where then we hear these stuff. And then, of course, we saw that video. If we could take a look at that again, producers, where we saw President Trump walking back to the motorcade, pumping his fist in the air and showing the American people and showing the world.
So I'm not going to show you guys exactly what happened until I confirm it. Supposedly the shooter has been identified by the Butler Police Department. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if we can confirm this, but it's coming from sources that are trustworthy. There are reports that the shooter was a known militant Antifa member, but again, this is not confirmed. We don't actually know. But there are reports that supposedly the man has been identified as an individual who is a known Antifa member. So let me just look into this a little bit deeper. I don't think I'm going to show his face or identity for a multitude of obvious reasons. But if you guys go ahead and you guys can go ahead and take a look on Twitter, or on X rather, and you'll see it. That's the reporting. It's probably going to be the first thing on your feed. Breaking: police department confirms the arrest of the Trump shooter identified as a certain individual who I will not name, who is supposedly, allegedly a known Antifa extremist. He uploaded a video to YouTube before the attack claiming, quote, justice was coming. So if that's true, if that's correct, then basically everything we predicted and expected has transpired in essentially the exact way that you might have expected, or we might have, or have predicted. Now, I guess the question that I'm asking is, after this, after a second supposed 100% Antifa assassination, homicide, is it going to be finally time to designate Antifa as a terrorist organization? Or are we going to take the Jerry Nadler approach and just continue to pretend as if Antifa is a myth, doesn't actually exist? Clearly they exist, and clearly they're having a very negative impact on the world. So, yeah, supposedly there's an individual. I will not identify said individual until everything is confirmed and until I see a press release by the Butler Police Department. So we're going to wait for absolute confirmation before doing anything. And then we'll start to, really make or really start getting to some conclusions. Start really giving our true opinion when the facts are fully in. Wow. Okay. Honestly, I think that's enough. It's time for dinner. I got some work to do, some videos to start recording. Obviously, we know what the topic is for tomorrow. I might even just cut up everything that I've said here or the clips here, live stream into clips, and then upload that tomorrow. I'm going to put this live stream on private like I usually do, just to let you guys know. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Love you guys. Seriously. And God bless Trump. My prayers to everybody who is in attendance. My top priority of prayers to the people who were negatively impacted, injured, and allegedly somebody was fatally injured. I hope that that's not the case. But if that is the case, condolences to their family. It's absolutely horrible, horrifying, and I hope that the loss was not in vain. And I hope that really nothing that transpired today, or frankly over the last 8 years, I hope that nothing happened in vain, and eventually, something good materializes or comes to, fruition out of all of this. Anyways, that's pretty much it, guys. Like I said, love you guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.
With a trauma expert, a trauma one unit expert, and they said the real issue here that Donald Trump is going to be, this looks like it is not life-threatening, but what is really problematic are potential brain bleeds. The concussion of bullets can be as damaging as bullets themselves. The concussion effects, the hemorrhaging effects, and the potential for a brain bleed or some type of damage because of the impact. The impact again. The expert I spoke with, the medical expert I spoke with that deals with trauma every single day, described something, the impact of a bullet being like jumping off your roof, the roof of your house, and hitting your head on the ground. Something slams into your head. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is what we are witnessing right now. That is just the best that I've heard. Okay, our producers are also viciously scouring the internet for any new information that we could potentially have on this issue. I'm going to get through some of what has been sent right now. We have a lot of breaking news. Here is your image. This is your image. This was just released seconds ago. This was just released. Okay, so let's break this down. Obviously, Donald Trump is being surrounded by your uniformed Secret Service agents. Donald Trump is surrounded with agents and holsters. Donald Trump, they have created a human wall around Donald Trump, barreled through into a human phalanx. You can see here. That's what's happening here. You can see the tactical arms up, tactical team up. Now, these guys are typically out of the shot. You do not see them. You've maybe gone to MAGA rallies yourself. Have you ever seen guys like this? Rarely. Just little peeps of them. They try to stay away, but they understand what's going on. This man is now up on stage protecting the protectee, protecting President Trump. I'm going to ask a question to my producers. Do we know that the shooter is dead? Do we know of any fatalities? Let me know. I believe that the shooter is dead. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, it is 7:36 Eastern Standard Time. 7:36 Eastern Standard Time. President Donald Trump has been shot. He has been hit with a ballistic of some type and is bleeding and has been taken in, according to the Secret Service and Donald Trump's own team. Donald Trump is, and I quote, fine. The shooter is dead. The shooter has died. We do not know anything about the shooter as of now. Is that correct? Yes. The shooter is dead. There is at least one dead in the crowd. That is horrifying. That is a horrifying thing to hear. Awful. A rally attendee has been killed. This is live, ladies and gentlemen. A rally attendee has been killed. Shooter dead on the roof, ladies and gentlemen. So, again, this is a breaking news environment. So we are going to move as cautiously and carefully, and we are going to give you the best advice, the best news that we possibly can and our best advice, inclination, expertise on this. And let's continue. Confirmed, Butler County District Attorney tells me one person. And what is the source here?
Okay, I'm as fucked up as this shit is. I'm ready to go back to regular scheduled programming. I knew it was coming. I fucking had a feeling that this shit was gonna happen. I'm gonna start posting the shit that I fucking sense more often. I'm gonna try to get fucked out on Twitter or some shit. And I'm gonna start sending this shit because, like, I had a hunch a couple days ago that something like this was gonna happen. And sure as shit, now we got a shot president. It's like Kennedy all over again. Anyway. The beeping is almost done. That's an upside.
next world tour, we're going to Swahili. Oh man, goddamn. I'm so high, I can speak Swahili. Cruising down your block, how about y'all doing wheelies? Smoking on this gas got me feeling real silly. I can speak Spanish, so I'm going to Chili's. I'm so high, I can speak old English. I'm off the jiggers like that, and Beagles. Smoking on that gas straight out of Norwegian. Bitch, you know I'm all about my brain like a bigot. Smoking on that brush, and I'm so high, I can speak Dutch. Shoot your leg, you need a touch. I've been smoking too much. Break into your house, smoke a rock on your couch. I just smoked a pound from my neighbor down in Laos. I'm so high, I can speak Swahili. Cruising down your block, on my chop doing wheelies. Smoking on this gas got me feeling real silly. I can speak Spanish, so I'm going to Chili's. God damn, G. Let me slam on your slam, please. Off the jiggers for taking too many big candies. I've been smoking on this cracky. Need to take a nappy. Bitch, I got the munchies, so I need to eat a snacky. Are you Chinese or Japanese? Bitch, I keep that strappinese. Bitch, I am a cracker, so I'm speaking crackinese. I am swagginese. Honey in my baggies. When I'm in the booth, I'm spitting fire on the trackinese. Oh man, goddamn, I'm so high, I can speak Swahili. Cruising down your block, on my chop doing wheelies. Smoking on this gas got me feeling real silly. I can speak Spanish, so I'm going to Chili's.
I think they scared. They scared of if they let a juggalo get some traction. Chapter 17. Coffee and cigarettes for this fucking bitch. I do not see a fuck about these pills on me. I do not see a fuck about me either, so it is them. Juggalo, baby, nobody give a shit.